Hey everyone. Today I have another story for you. I probably could make a video like this every day and share crazy stories that have happened for me in the medical system. So today I'm going to tell you the story about how my primary care physician told me the day before Christmas Eve that I was dying and that I should get my life in order, have my will ready, and just enjoy my time before I pass. And this was based off of no blood work, diagnoses, or anything like that. And I will say, my primary care physician is amazing. I love him because he sits down, he listens to me, he doesn't gaslight me. Our appointments are like 30 minutes or more where he like really goes into my, chart and like really thinks. So I really like my primary care physician. Okay. However, the medical system is just not set up for chronic illnesses. I'm going to make a video about that later. But for now, I went to the doctor, like I said, the day before Christmas Eve. This was probably in 2024. Yeah, 2024. And I came in and he knows that I've been battling a lot of health issues. He feels bad because he can't really give me any answers or help me, but he does what he can. So I told him, I was like, I think I finally found out what's wrong with me. And he was like, okay. And I said, I think I have Lyme disease. And I brought in blood work that my LLMD had gotten me, and it showed a mycoplasma infection, and it showed Epstein-Barr. But my Lyme panels were all negative. And if you're familiar with Lyme or the Lyme community, the standard testing doesn't work. There are so many different strains of Lyme disease, and they only test you for 6 when you go through the medical establishment. So those were all negative. And having Lyme since I was at least in 7th grade when I got my first symptom of like my tailbone really hurting. I was 12 and I'm 42 now. So I've had it for at least 30 years. So chances are that my body wouldn't pick it up now anyway. So I'm pretty excited. I'm telling him this stuff and he's just really quiet and he doesn't say anything. And literally for like 10 minutes, he goes through my chart. He looks at everything that he sees. He looks at everything, he's really taking into consideration what I'm saying. And then he says, okay, he says, I've had other people that have thought this as well. He said, and they didn't get better. So what are you going to do when you don't get better? He seriously asked me that. And I said, I don't know, die probably. Like, what kind of question is that? What am I going to do when I don't get better? It's not really what I wanted to hear, obviously. So of course I start crying, and I'm very emotional. He's very good with all that stuff though. Anyway, and then he, proceeds to tell me, like I said, he's have other people that have done this and they've done all these protocols for Lyme and they don't get better. And I said, the doctor gave me antibiotics. I said, and I did have a Herxheimer reaction from them. I felt like I had the flu. I was itchy. And he just kind of looked at me because he didn't know what to say. He said, I do think what's actually wrong with you is that you have some kind of autoimmune issue, which I do. My ANA is positive. It's 360, 1 to 360, so it's pretty high. But I've been down that rabbit hole. That's a video for another day, where my rheumatologist was convinced that I had a thyroid issue and then realized, no, I don't. So anyway, he proceeds to tell me, you have hypermobility. And I said, yes, I do. I said, but I wasn't born that way. Okay, so if you're familiar with hypermobility, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, those people are born with those loose joints. Okay, my half brother has it, and he could do all these weird party tricks ever since he was little. I was never like that. We used to do the sit and reach in PE, and I couldn't do any of it. I mean, I was horrible. My flexibility, horrible. Okay, now my flexibility is insane. Okay, and it's supposed to be the opposite, right? You're flexible, more flexible when you're younger, and then as you get older, you become more stiff. Well, that's not happening to me. I meet all the criteria for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome now, and I could do all those things that I couldn't do when I was younger, and it's continually getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So clearly something's wrong with me. So I told him, I said, something is eating away at my body. Like, he wasn't, as great as he is, he like wasn't, because of his medical training, he didn't see that I had anything wrong with me. And so he finally came to the conclusion that day that I probably have a disease that has not been discovered yet. And I'm dying from it. It's eating away at my body, at my collagen. He agrees, and that I should just accept it, and I should get my will in order. I should spend as much time as I can with my kids and my family, and basically just prepare to die. And that's the lot of hope that he gave me that day. It was the last time I saw him, not on purpose. I'm going to see him again. And when I see him this next time, it's going to be so awesome, because I'm going to be able to tell him I'm getting better, and not with the help of doctors, thank you, but the help of my own research and diagnosing myself and getting myself better with herbs and stuff like that. So, I left that appointment crying. I knew he was wrong the whole time. I just, it's not fun to get gaslit everywhere you go, and especially for a doctor who's really amazing, and he really is. He'll normally he won't prescribe things. Like, he'll always start with, like, minerals or vitamins, or I really like him, but you can't expect much from the medical establishment when it comes to chronic diseases, because they just don't understand or know those things. They're really good with other stuff, but not that. So, that's the little story of hope that I had right before Christmas. And like I said, I know he's wrong. And I'm excited to see him again. All right. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know what you think about this. How would you react? And follow for more. Thanks.